All of you, welcome back once again. In this video, we'll try to understand the complete architecture of Arbitrage Dapp, that what are the models we have to follow, what are the contracts we have to develop as a smart contract developer, as a decentralized Dapp developer, how we can target a specific exchange for profitable trade so we can provide better solution to our clients, to our user, so they can make some profit. So that's the complete architecture we're going to talk about in this video, that how you can build a profitable arbitrage Dapp where you can provide all the feature which you will find in the modern applications which you're going to use it. So that's going to be the whole discussion in this video. I have built the complete architecture. So in this video, I'll talk about the complete architecture, about the fee, about the technology, about the contract, and how we're going to execute it. So let me give you a complete overview about the architecture. Then we'll talk about the project which we're going to develop. So here I have the complete architecture for the Dapp which we're about to build, where we're going to provide this arbitrage facility to our user. So this is the front end we're going to design, in which we'll have all of the feature where user can monitor the entire token price in different exchange. So we are targeting 2 exchange. That's the price comparison we're going to display. So if the user finds out that there is a possibility of performing a trade, means buying in one exchange and selling in other exchange, so he can make some profit in between that, then he can make the transaction. So that's kind of app we want to develop here. So this is going to be our beautiful front end side where we're going to simply provide all the details. That's why I've called it ETH Arbitrage Trader Dapp. Let's come back to the exchange, that how we are planning to develop this particular application. So in this project, we're going to target 2 exchange. We're going to target Uniswap and we're going to target SushiSwap. So we have these 2 exchange. So what we're going to do, we're going to fetch out the balance of a token in each one of this exchange. So if a token is listed in Uniswap for $10, and if the token is available on SushiSwap for, let's say, $12, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy from Uniswap and I'll sell it to SushiSwap so I can make a profit of $2. I hope you have understood the logic which we want to implement in our project. You can do that vice versa. You can sell it to SushiSwap or you can simply sell it to Uniswap. Both will work fine, because we're going to develop the contract in that way. We're going to simply provide the accessibility to our contract to perform the approval and performing the transaction. We're going to talk about all of that. So that's the exchange we are targeting in this particular project. Now let's come back to the second one. This one is very important. As you can see that when you will perform any transaction on the change, you have to pay fee for that. So the fee would be different or may be unequal depending on the pools which you are making the transaction. So this is the fee ratio which we have to keep in mind. And this one is going to be very important, because when we're going to develop the smart contract and perform the transaction, so first we're going to make a call. For example, we are buying from Uniswap and selling on SushiSwap. So when we'll buy it, there we have to pay 2 fees. One fee which we have to pay to the exchange, and the other fee which you have to pay as a gas. So you have to calculate the entire fee which you're going to pay during the transaction, and based on that you have to make your profit. So this is the fee ratio we have on each one of these exchange. It depends that how much is going to cost you. So this is the fee which is very important, because building an application just like this, it's quite complex and you have to monitor the fee, because sometimes there is a price fluctuation of sometimes there is a price difference of let's say 2% difference in the price. But if you try to make a trade in that 2% and you think that you're going to make a profit, sometimes you will lose money, because you have to bear the transaction cost of each one of these exchange. So in that condition, you will lose your money. So it's very important that you have to monitor the fee which is going to be charged during the transaction. So this is the fee ratio we have for both the exchange. It depends that which one is going to pick at the time of transaction. Now we can come back to the next one, the gas. And this is the architecture we're going to follow. So if we are buying from Uniswap, so we're going to pay the Uniswap fee, including the gas amount. Once you're done with that, then we're going to hold the token into our contract, and then we're going to perform the next transaction, in which we're going to allow the SushiSwap contract to have the access of our token so they can list and we can sell it. So first transaction is going to be this, second transaction and third transaction. So altogether we're going to have 3 transactions for performing this arbitrage, and the amount will be decided at the time of making the transaction. You can also set the limit that if the slippage is going a little higher or little downward, so you can prevent the transaction. You can take that precaution measure when you perform the transaction. Now come back to the exchange. As a trader, how they will do the trade in our exchange. So they will come to our Dapp, in which they will find the price of all the token. You can list all the token which you want, but we are focusing on the popular token which has the highest liquidity and which has the highest possibility of confirming the transaction in both exchange. So you should always target those kind of token on the exchange, which I will show you that what are those tokens are. So what they will do, they will come back to our application and they can see the exchange and all the price, and they can compare the price, and they can do their calculation that if they're going to perform the transaction, that how much they're going to make profit from buying from one exchange and sell to the other one. So if they calculate, and they can simply execute the transaction. So we have to deploy our contract on the chain, and here we'll have our Dapp, and it's going to communicate with both the exchange. So that's how the entire things will take place. Now come back to the technology we're going to utilize it. So on the front end side, we're going to utilize the Next.js. We're going to focus on the production as well as the static generation, and behind the scene we're going to use our smart contract Solidity programming language for writing the smart contract, because we have to build our internal router which will handle the entire approval and taking the token from one exchange to transferring to the another one. So we have to build a custom contract for that, in which we're going to use Solidity. And first we're going to use, let's say, Hardhat for developing the contract and testing in the forknet. So all the transaction we'll do on the forknet, but if you go on the mainnet, we have to deploy our contract on the mainnet, and we have to connect with the actual RPC URL to perform the transaction. So that's all we're going to handle in the Next.js one. Here you will find that what are the tools we're going to utilize it. So we're going to utilize Ether.js, Web3.js, Web3 model, Hardhat. This one is going to be a very helpful for you, because you have to fork it and you have to test the transaction. And we're going to utilize this toolbox, which will give you the ecosystem where we can simply do the forking and perform the transaction. So this is going to be the entire architecture, all the tools and technology which we're going to utilize it. And here you will find that this is the application we're going to build from scratch. You will learn every single thing about the contract, about the architecture, that how you can build this kind of project. And this type of project is very demandable at the moment if you can build one. The problem we have that we don't have that kind of developer who can build this kind of complex project which can solve a real world problem. So what you are providing to your user, that they can come back to your Dapp, they can see the price of the token in different exchange, they can buy from one exchange and they can sell it to another exchange, and they can make a profit in between. So that's the very beautiful strategy which you can implement to make more money. So that's what we're going to talk about it. And if you want to see the demo which I have already built, so you can simply come back to the source code section, and if you come back here in the recent, here we have it. This is the project which I'm talking about, in which you will have all the assets. So you can simply download that, or you can simply click on this video and you can watch this particular video about the project, that what exactly we have developed. Anyway, I have scheduled this video, so it will be coming tomorrow in evening, so you can watch that what exactly we are developing, in which I have explained the entire demo. So I hope you have understood that what exactly we are developing and how everything would be working. That's the only thing from my end. If you have any question, any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. I will definitely try to help in that. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.